Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Z Face, and I am back with another frontal installation for beginners. If you're a beginner, make sure you watch this video. I'm going to jump right into narrating the steps. So the first thing I do is to slick back her edges, just so that I don't have anything disturbing my frontal application. So I'm using an edge wax to do this. You can use any edge wax that you know is not going to oily at the end, or any edge wax that is just going to keep your edges really behind. This is us deliberating on the style we want to do. The next, I'm going to measure the frontal and just to see how I'm going to place it on her head to make the measurements right. We started off with a chopped frontal, but there was nothing we could do because this hair was going to be her birthday hair and her birthday was tomorrow. So this was the eve of her birthday actually. So we had nothing to do. We had to manage the frontal like this. If you look very well, you see that some parts were a little bit chopped due to over manipulation. Sorry. So while doing that, birthday girl was not still sure of what she wanted on her head. But I was trying to convince her to do the style I was about to do right now, because I felt like it was going to make her face more bright, and any makeup she does is just going to pop. So after that, I'm going to use my brown pencil to mark the area on her forehead where I'm going to be putting the glue, just to make everything seamless and easy. I don't want to start wiping glue off just because I didn't do the measurements well. So I'm using my pencil to do that. After that, I'll push my frontal back, and then I'll use my ghost bond glue, apply it on the areas where I marked, sorry, and then try to smoothen out this glue. I'm putting just little bits, okay? You don't want to work with too much products, and I'm doing this layer by layer. That is, I'm layering the glue just so that I make everything quite easy. After smoothing this out with my rat tail comb, I'm going to let it dry for some time. Not like letting it dry, okay? Just make sure it gets tacky, and also for the glue to get transparent, just so you don't work with a white glue which will make your frontal white. So after that, I'm going to go into the second layer. So since she's not going to be using this hair for a long period of time, I'm going to do 2 layers only. Doing this or layering up the glue is going to make the frontal sit for a longer period of time. So I'm guessing she's going to use this for about 1 week, or let me say 1.5 weeks. So I'm going to put just 2 layers. After spreading and smoothing the glue well, I'm going to go into my hair dryer just to make everything dry well and make the glue tacky and transparent as well, so I don't work with a white surface. So you see me touching the glue is to make sure it is tacky. So now I'll go into the real thing. So I start pressing the frontal on top of the glue. Since I marked the areas where I'm going to be putting the frontal, it was not really difficult to do this. So I'm just placing the frontal right on top of the glue. Then using the head of my comb, sorry, of my comb. This is not rattle comb. Of my comb to press the frontal onto the glue. Yes, onto the areas where I have the glue. So to make sure the glue adheres to the frontal well, or the frontal adheres to the glue well, I make sure I press it really well. This is us gisting, guys. We can never do something without gisting or doing kongusa. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and press again, really press, because I want everything to be really strong. Then I'm going to go into this elastic band to tie the frontal, okay, and this actually helps in melting the glue or the frontal into the glue even more, and it helps the bond to be even stronger. This is some clients worst points in installation. I'm saying some clients, I hate it as well, because it is really uncomfortable, but you got to do what you got to do. Since the hair was really dry, I made a mixture of water and conditioner, and I sprayed it into the hair to give it more life. And then we're going to begin styling. I don't know what Auntie was doing with my eyeshadow palette, but she just decided to waste the blue color in this eyeshadow palette, because if you ask me what she was doing here, I don't even know. Next, I'm going to remove the elastic band. This process is also almost painful, just a little bit, because the glue might have gotten to the elastic band and you have to remove it. You guys can see from her reaction, but it's not too painful actually. It's actually just a little pinch. Now the lace really looks melted into her skin. I'm sure you guys can see that really well. So we're going in for a certain braiding style. So I'm parting her hair into the middle and I'm going to do 2 braids side by side. And I'm using this wax stick to slick this part really well, just so that when I'm braiding, everything is really smooth. It actually keeps the hair tight together. Braiding is going to be so easier with this. And then I'm also making the middle part of the hair to be really flat. I decided to bring out her edges before braiding the hair. So I'm going to bring out the edges and then spray a little bit of got to be glue to further melt the lace even more, and then go back into my elastic band to tie the frontal down. Since I'm going to be pulling the hair, I don't want the frontal to lift, so I'm going to tie this down and then braid. To bring the hair even more together, I'm going to use this hot comb to push the hair back and push the hair back in front, just so that everything meets in the middle and to make braiding easier. So I'm going to start braiding right now.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes.
So when braiding the other side, I'm done with the other side, you want to make sure that you're checking if the 2 braids are the same, because if they're not the same, it's going to look funny. So while braiding this other side, you see me checking the other side. Then after braiding, I'm going to pin the edges of the braids or the cornrows. I've been calling these braids cornrows. I'm going to pin the edge of the cornrows behind or under her hair, just to make it not thin. I'm using bobby pins to do this. After this, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the edges because I felt like they were too long and it's going to make laying it difficult. Now I'm laying the edges using my edge brush and my edge wax, and I think we are done. I'm just going to go ahead and brush out this hair. You can see she's smiling. She really loves the hair, and I am proud of myself because I didn't know I could pull this off, but I did. So this is how it looks like. I'm just going to go ahead and brush the hair so it looks really full. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Do you love how it turned out? Because I totally loved it. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
Oh my god, it's my hair. Shut up.
Mommy.
Wait, can you go back with their grave companies? Please,
Let me cry.
even as well, for your birthday, for people that are waiting, things that can you back.
Thank you very much for my hair. Oh my god.
You have been at 14,000. No, do so.